Greetings. I'm Jennifer Perez, Mayor of the City of Norwalk. Thank you for joining us for our very first virtual State of the City address. Today, we will take a look at some of our recent accomplishments and milestones that we have achieved, in what was undoubtedly a year unlike any other we have experienced. I'm proud to share that despite all of the challenges brought on by COVID-19, the city continued to offer quality services to residents, provide safe and clean streets, and supported all of our businesses. In fact, these challenges afforded us the opportunity to think outside of the box and to be more innovative in how we serve our community. Today, we'll also provide you with updates on exciting projects and developments that'll lead Norwalk on a path to prosperity. And we'll share with you enhanced opportunities for our residents and businesses. I'd like to begin by thanking our event partner, the Norwalk Community Coordinating Council. They were founded in 1936. The Coordinating Council serves as an umbrella organization for other nonprofits in our city. Under the steadfast leadership of Gordon Steffenhagen, they support our community in a variety of ways, including raising funds for veteran and high school senior scholarships, the Social Services Food Pantry, and many, many other ways. Thank you goes out to our Coordinating Council. Today's invocation will be given by Pastor Arthur McGibbon, who serves as the executive pastor at La Mirada Church of the Nazarene.
Hi, I'm Pastor McKibben from the La Mirada First Church of the Nazarene. I pastored the Norwalk Church for 12 years here in the city of Norwalk, and I'm still a resident of Norwalk, and it's my pleasure and my honor to bring this invocation to the State of the City address for 2021. Let us pray and ask God to join us this morning. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have given us. Lord, I thank you for all that you have done in our lives and how you have impacted this city. I pray right now, Lord, for not only the mayor, but all of our city council. I pray, Father, for the first responders, for our sheriff's department, our fire department, all the medical personnel that have responded to this city and in its needs, Lord, in a mighty powerful way. And we come before you, Lord, to ask for your hand to continue to be upon us, to give us favor and to help us navigate through such difficult times, and to bring glory and honor not only to you, but to the citizens of this community, Lord. We ask you for your help right now. We know, Lord, that this has been a difficult 18 months of our lives in the city of Norwalk and all over the world, actually. And we thank you for the servant leaders that you have placed in authority over us, that have the best interest in heart and mind for the citizens here of Norwalk. And Lord, as we listen to the report of this 2021 State of the City address, we give you praise and honor and glory for all the help that you have given us, and may we be encouraged by those who lead us and see a bigger vision than what we may see right now as the days go forward and life becomes somewhat normal, and we are just excited about the days that come. And so be with us, Lord. We ask you to do these things, Father. In the mighty name of your Son, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor McGibbon. Next, I want to welcome Public Safety Cadet Amy Contreras. Amy will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Cadet Contreras has been in the cadet program since June of 2018 and attends Southeast Academy High School. Following the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem will be performed by James and Jim Jimenez, longtime community members.
Hello everyone, my name is Amy Contreras, and I would like to ask you to please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Cadet Contreras, for bringing so much to our community. Keep working hard, as we know you are always making us proud. And a thanks goes out to James and Jim Jimenez for sharing your talents and the pride of our national anthem today. At this time, I'd like to recognize the Norwalk City Council, Vice Mayor Tony Ayala, council members Rick Ramirez, Margarita Rios, and Ana Valencia. I thank you all for your exceptional dedication to our community. Collectively, we will continue to work towards a positive quality of life in the city of Norwalk. Our program will begin with an update on our business community by Karen Spilsbury, the Executive Director of the Norwalk Chamber of Commerce. Before we hear from her, I'd like to commend Karen and the Board of Directors at the Norwalk Chamber of Commerce for their tireless and unwavering support for our businesses. The pandemic forced our businesses to rethink how they operate, from delivering to how they market their business. The Chamber provided the resources needed to help them thrive in a very challenging environment.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor Perez, for your introduction. My name is Karen Spilsbury, the Executive Director of the Norwalk Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of our Board of Directors and Ambassadors, I'm here today to share with you some of the activities that the Chamber has been doing through this past year. But before I do that, let me talk a little bit about who the Chamber is. The Chamber is a business organization made up of small, medium, and large-sized businesses, entrepreneurs, Fortune 500 companies, community organizations, and individual members. We serve over 200 industries in the Norwalk community and have about 9,500 employees that we represent. How did we stay relevant in 2020 when most people had to stay at home? When networking events changed dramatically, and when dining indoors was not going to be seen again for many months. We stayed relevant through our communications, email blasts, social media blasts, our monthly chamber newsletter, phone calls, and more. We stayed relevant through our connections, meeting with legislative officials, holding Zoom meetings, doing online networking events. And we stayed relevant through our community outreach. We were part of the city task force for small businesses. We developed our chamber bingo, which promoted shopping locally. And we had a gift card program to buy gift cards at local restaurants to use again once the community reopened. Our Norwalk Chamber has served this community for 98 years, and we're looking forward to the next 98 years. But in closing, I want to thank all of you for continuing to support local Norwalk businesses. These businesses are the backbone of the community. They provide employment for thousands of residents, services needed for thousands of families, and support through tax dollars to the city of Norwalk, so they can continue to be a support structure to both our businesses and residents. With all of us coming together, we can not only make it through this pandemic, but we can come out of it stronger and more resilient with all of the new tools that we've used and the creativity that we've used to make it through COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen, and the Executive Board of the Norwalk Chamber of Commerce for all you have continued to do for our businesses. Next, we will hear from Captain James Tatro of the Norwalk Sheriff's Department. A 32-year veteran of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Captain Tatro was promoted to his current rank in April of 2017.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council, and the City of Norwalk. It's my pleasure to be a part of this State of the City again this year and to share with you some of the things your Norwalk LA County Sheriff's Department station has done over this past year. In 2020, we faced a lot of challenges. As you know, we were in a pandemic. We had a lot of fires we had to send deputies to. We also had a lot of protests and riots. And then, of course, I had personnel that were out also on COVID relief time. It was a very difficult year, but despite all that, Norwalk Station men and women stepped up to the challenge and made many arrests. In fact, we were again above the department average this year, as we are every year. The commendations this year were also above the average, which I'm very pleased about. We have some very mature men and women, and I'm very proud of their work. Citizen complaints did increase by 2%, but I looked at all of those complaints, each and every one of them, and there was no real cause for concern. There was no pattern of one particular deputy, say, treating people wrong or anything like that. So I want you to know that I look at each and every one of those in detail and go over them and discuss it with the employee. Our calls for service decreased slightly this year. Our response times to those calls, on average, were 3.7 minutes to an emergency call. That's calls that call for lights and siren. And then they were 8.2 minutes, which are priority calls. So that would be a call like something had just occurred, a robbery had just occurred, but there's no immediate threat. Those took 8.2 minutes on average. And then the routine calls, they took 43 minutes, and those are calls that are, you may come out in the morning and find that your car had been broken into and something stolen. You need someone to come out and take a report for that. Those are those types of calls. So those are well below the threshold for the department that the department puts on each of those three categories, and our deputies continually exceed those standards. We had a lot of traffic collisions last year. We had over 1,000 traffic collisions. It was one of those years where traffic is just one of those things we always deal with, and this year the City of Norwalk was gracious enough and to add a motor sergeant to the cadre of traffic enforcement in the City of Norwalk. He's an outstanding motorcycle deputy and has been a motorcycle deputy prior to promoting the sergeant. So we're blessed to have him with us as part of the team, and he will be part of that traffic enforcement safety team going forward. Last year, deputies made nearly 2,800 arrests. That was a decrease of about 10%, but again, that 10% was representative of all of the challenges deputies had to face, where we send deputies to help with the wildfires, with the protests, the riots, and then again, some deputies were off sick. Despite that, the department average was down 18%. So although we were down, we were still above the department average. We did very well. Very proud of them. There was over 3,100 traffic citations issued. The traffic enforcement is out there doing their best. And you can see there how many policing hours. We put a lot of hours in patrolling the streets of Norwalk and trying to keep everyone safe and increase quality of life. FBI catalogs crime rate universally across the nation. They categorize what they call Part 1 crimes, which are the violent crimes usually like rape, robbery, murder, but also include things like grand theft auto and larceny theft. That way, we're comparing apples to apples. And as you can see, Norwalk did very well this year. We were up from 2019, but please, 2019 was an incredible year. That represented a 34-year crime low for the city of Norwalk. So although we're up from that, we're not up by much, and we're still very, very good. As you can see on this slide, this compares us to our neighboring cities and how Norwalk compares. And you can see there that Norwalk is among the safest cities in the region by far. These are the organizations we love to partner with and help throughout the year. We just love giving and doing what we can to support them, and it's so important because they play a very big role in the community policing aspect of Norwalk Station. Our goals in 2021 are, there are repeating goals. We constantly are trying to do these goals over and over, and that's continue to work toward keeping the crime rate low, despite several challenges with the state and the county both. The state being the propositions 47, 57, and AB 109. We've discussed that before in the past. And then, of course, we have the revolving door of the jail amid the pandemic, where there's no cash bail right now, so people are getting cited out. One offender in the city of Norwalk offended 18 times in the past year. We arrested that person 18 times. We had 329 repeat offenders in 2020. So you can see it causes us a lot of work. We're working with the district attorney's office to try to get these people some time in jail rather than just rotating them in and out of the system. One of our other goals is to maintain the high level of professionalism and really stop and try to meet people and say hello amid the busy workday of a deputy sheriff here in Norwalk. Norwalk is among the busiest stations in the county, and deputies that handle the workload that comes through with reports that need to be written, arrests that are made, and calls for service that need to be answered are the third busiest deputy sheriffs in the county. Yet they just keep working, and I'm so proud of them because that says a lot. And when this pandemic passes, and it will, we're really excited to restart our Explorer program and our Pride program for our youth, because the youth are so important to the success of this community. And then another goal of ours is to work with the stakeholders and the city to address the homelessness issue. This is a team effort. We're going to address nuisance and quality of life issues, and we've continued to do that throughout the past few years on an aggressive approach to give the homeless some resources and give them some options. Last year or 2 years ago now, we were able to get a mental evaluation team housed at Norwalk Station. So now we have a local mental health professional and a deputy sheriff that work right out of the station that can respond to Norwalk very quickly. So those are our goals. We're going to continue to do our best. We're looking forward to working with you because it takes all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Tatro, for your informative presentation and for your leadership here in the city of Norwalk. At this time, I am honored to have the opportunity to share with you our efforts to move Norwalk forward. We've accomplished so much, and it speaks volumes about our collective efforts. I want to begin by highlighting our public programs. Norwalk offers exceptional community programming, frequently receiving recognition and serving as a model for other agencies around the city of Norwalk. Our public safety department continues to integrate community-based policing and collaborative partnerships to effectively address quality of life issues. Our recreation and social services departments enhanced programming to continue to meet the needs of our residents under health and safety guidelines that kept a majority of us at home and apart from each other. Let's take a look.
The City of Norwalk prides itself on the high-quality care and services that it offers to all Norwalk residents. Despite the challenges faced in 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic, the public safety, social services, and recreation departments continue to lead the region in providing vital services to the community. In 2020, public safety responded to 10,200 calls for services and assisted the Sheriff's Department at over 100 crime scenes. The Code Compliance Division was able to review and initiate over 800 cases, and as a testament to their hard work, were able to resolve and close 325 property maintenance cases. Public safety expanded their reach by collaborating with the Social Services Department and Norwalk Toyota to provide the community with a free back-to-school drive-through event. This successful event provided families with backpacks filled with school supplies, 3 sets of uniforms or clothing for each child, and a gift card valued at $200. In an effort to continue to provide valuable resources to the community, the Public Safety Department, in collaboration with the Sheriff Department, was able to modify their annual First Responders toy distribution by safely delivering over 500 toys to local youth. The Social Services Department is comprised of the Senior Center, Child Development Program, and Social Services Divisions, and provides an array of essential services to the entire Norwalk community. As the impacts of the pandemic reached the residents of Norwalk, the need for these crucial services drastically increased, and the Social Services Department rose to the challenge. The Senior Center modified their operations to continue to meet the needs of our seniors. The nutrition program continued to serve seniors by providing home-delivered meals and pickup options for over 500 seniors. In addition, staff conducted weekly wellness checks with all seniors to ensure their well-being and to provide a means of connection. Furthermore, the Senior Center organized virtual programs like yoga and painting to keep seniors active and engaged in the comfort of their homes. During the holiday season, the Social Services Department provided Thanksgiving baskets that included an entire Thanksgiving meal to over 170 families. The annual Angel Tree program was modified, and over 800 children received gifts of clothing and toys. The Recreation and Park Services Department continued to provide the community with safe and innovative programming throughout the year. In response to this need, city events and activities were modified in order to provide the community with a safe and healthy outlet for their mental and emotional health. Events such as the Halloween Festival and Snowfest were conducted in a drive-through format, giving residents an opportunity to enjoy safe leisure time with their households outside of their homes. In addition to drive-through events, recreation staff launched the Play in Place campaign, which provided residents with an abundance of resources for at-home entertainment. Videos with home workouts, various arts and crafts, and other indoor activities were posted to all social media outlets and accessible to the public. Despite the ever-changing and uncertain times ahead, the City of Norwalk will continue to meet the needs of the residents by providing high-quality and innovative programming for all.
Simply amazing. Isn't that great? All of the programming that has occurred. We want to thank our team for rising to the challenge. We are excited to share that our Neighborhood Watch program is going virtual. Our first meeting takes place on Tuesday, March 30th at 6 p.m. To most effectively address the concerns of our residents, the city was divided into 4 quadrants, with a meeting to be held in each of those quadrants. And in addition, we will be installing 3 beautiful free little libraries. One will be at Norwalk Park, Hermosillo Park, and at Hollyfield Park. These are to inspire reading throughout book sharing with our community. We've also provided an enhanced opportunity to engage our youth in city decision-making and fostering a leadership development program through a recently launched Youth Commission. We will be completing a master plan for Hermosillo Park and Norwalk Park through a grant from the National Recreation and Park Association's 10-minute walk to a park program. And we will continue to meet the needs of our seniors through a variety of services, including the new Connect, Call, and Care community program. This program involves the cooperation of neighbors, family members, and city staff to make sure our seniors remain connected. Next, let's look at our infrastructure and our efforts to ensure safe and accessible streets, exceptional city facilities, and amenities, and clean and attractive neighborhoods.
The City of Norwalk is committed to improving our infrastructure to enhance community members' daily lives as well as to support our local economy. We completed the streetlight pole buyback and LED conversion project, which entailed the install of 3,800 LED fixtures and streetlights throughout our community. The new streetlights provide more illumination and promote safer streets. An auxiliary parking lot was added to the Norwalk Metrolink station, which prior to COVID-19 had been at maximum capacity. With 4 expansions in the last 25 years due to increased ridership, the new lot includes an additional 122 parking spots to help alleviate the need for commuter parking. The city continued to make efforts to increase our urban forest. In collaboration with Tree People, an environmental nonprofit organization, 985 trees were planted in the public right-of-ways. The work was part of a freeway mitigation program and was funded by the California Department of Transportation and administered by the I-5 Joint Powers Authority. An additional 770 trees were planted, and as a reflection of the success of our forestry efforts, the city was designated a Tree City USA for the 6th year. Parks and facilities continued to be upgraded. For several months, residents who have visited Gertie's Park have been greeted with a new and improved parking lot. The rehabilitation project included pavement repairs, curb and sidewalk ramps for ADA compliance, and the new asphalt lot was treated to slurry seal to ensure the longevity of this community investment. When COVID-19 guidelines are lifted and the Norwalk Arts and Sports Complex reopens, residents will enjoy new wood floors and bleachers in the gym. There are also new floors in the 4 racquetball courts and the second floor dance room. There are currently several projects underway that will provide safer streets for the community. After independent road engineers rated almost 1/3 of Norwalk streets, roads, and alleys as either fair, poor, very poor, or failed, the city developed a local streets rehabilitation program. The first phase of the project includes Zone 24, 27, and 32, with the concrete improvements to address deteriorated or unpaved alleys, the repair of curb ramps to current ADA standards, replacement of slotted cross gutters, and the replacement of displaced curbs, gutters, and sidewalks to address uneven surfaces and hazards. Also upcoming is the Shoemaker project, which will modify the layout alignment of the raised median island on Shoemaker Avenue north of the 5 freeway. The project also involves planting of drought-tolerant landscape materials and trees, as well as the placement of large accent boulders and the setting of cobblestones. The project is estimated to be completed by mid-April 2021. We'll also see improvement in traffic control. The city will undertake traffic signal improvements along Rosecrans Avenue between Studebaker Road and Carmenita Road, Studebaker Road between Alondra Boulevard and Rosecrans Avenue, and San Antonio Drive, Norwalk Boulevard, and on Civic Center Drive. With a constrained economy, Norwalk will continue to face challenges in the year ahead, but with unwavering commitment to the community, the city will continue to explore opportunities to invest in quality infrastructure to make life better for all.
Every city needs and wants good streets. We use them daily to get to work, school, recreation areas, and other essential services. As you have just seen, we embarked on several major street improvement projects, and we will continue to focus on maintaining this critical infrastructure. In addition, we will continue to seek funding opportunities to rehabilitate our parks and city medians. Now, let's move on to economic development. Despite the current health and economic crisis, the city continues to work towards diversifying and growing the local economy as outlined in our economic development plan. Moreover, we launched a variety of programs and adopted code updates to assist with our economic recovery. These efforts were spearheaded by the Norwalk Economy Recovery Task Force, comprised of city staff and business representatives who meet on a bi-weekly basis to discuss the business-related opportunities and needs. Here's a snapshot of economic development.
The City of Norwalk is committed to developing healthy neighborhoods and planning for the economic prosperity of the city. In addition to continuing efforts set forth by the Economic Development Opportunities Plan, adopted in 2018, the Community Development Department also focused its efforts in supporting businesses during the pandemic. Early on, an economic recovery stimulus program was launched, which provided small businesses the opportunity to apply for CDBG funding granted through the CARES Act. Qualifying businesses could receive forgivable loans up to $35,000 for rent, lease, or mortgage fees. In July 2020, the City Council approved a modification to the program to allow funding up to $10,000 for utility payments, the purchase of supplies and materials associated with preventing the spread of COVID-19, and for costs associated with the construction of boundaries necessary to operate under current health department guidelines. To date, the city has received a total of 100 applications for funding assistance, with 46 businesses having been awarded almost $384,000. In addition, the city implemented a temporary outdoor business program to support the economic vibrancy of Norwalk businesses and to assist with reopening in a manner consistent with local and state health and safety directives. To date, 20 permits have been issued. In other action aimed at helping businesses with economic recovery, the Norwalk City Council adopted a code update in December 2020 to help existing and future Norwalk businesses by relaxing parking regulations, modifying the code to make it more user-friendly, and creating a process for business improvements that is easier, cheaper, and faster. Despite the challenges brought by COVID-19, businesses continued to open their doors and construction continued on several projects. In 2020, the city processed 513 business licenses, and within the past few months, the City of Norwalk proudly welcomed Coffee Code, Lee's Sandwiches, Talisa Coffee, and most recently, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen and Tacos Gavilan. We look forward to Pick Up Sticks and Chipotle opening at the Norwalk Fitness Village in the next few months. Other projects include a new self-storage facility at a vacant parcel next to Lowe's, a new 62-unit apartment development by Florence Homes at 14815 Pioneer, and the 60-unit affordable housing development by Mercy Housing. Norwalk continues to look for ways to improve our city that will ensure a thriving future for those who live and conduct business in Norwalk. To that end, we have a few projects underway, many of them requiring public input on what residents want to see in Norwalk. The city was awarded a grant by the Southern California Association of Governments, SCAG, to undertake a visioning plan for the Firestone Corridor and San Antonio Village areas. The Heart of Norwalk plan will establish a vision for how to utilize these spaces and what amenities to pursue, and is anticipated to be completed by June 2021. The City of Norwalk is developing its first bicycle master plan, which will guide the expansion of bicycle infrastructure that meets the needs of the community and promotes a safer environment for people to bike. The plan's goals are to improve bicycling connectivity, access to transit, and safety for all users. The plan is anticipated to be completed by February 2022. The City of Norwalk is working hard to achieve economic development that would prosper and benefit every member in the community. While assisting our mom and pop stores in the community is an ongoing effort, encouraging and welcoming nationally recognized companies is part of our long-time plan.
Norwalk, we are definitely planning for the future. In addition to the Heart of Norwalk plan and Bike Master Plan, we are also undertaking another project to develop active and thriving communities. The city has partnered with the Cal Poly San Luis Obispo graduated planning class to develop a strategic plan on how the city can become more sustainable, healthy, and equitable. The plan is expected to be completed this spring. In the area of housing, we also have the 27-unit townhome development by Brandywine Homes to look forward to in our community. Construction is ongoing, but there are some homes that are currently available for tours, and they're right on San Antonio Boulevard, so maybe stop one day and take a look. We continue to bring new businesses to our city. Work is progressing at the Norwalk Fitness Village, with Chipotle and Pickup Sticks serving as the new dining options. And Blazing Claw at the Norwalk Square is undergoing a remodel. Over the past year, Norwalk, like many other cities, has been drastically impacted by COVID-19. Yet, throughout all of the challenges posed by this pandemic, the city has remained steadfast in its commitment to both our employees and our community. We've modified city operations and events. We found innovative ways that we could conduct business and implemented health protocols and created safety guidelines, all with the goal of delivering the highest level of service to our residents. Now, our resilience is finally paying off. Recently, the progress that we have made in reducing our case numbers has allowed Los Angeles County to transition from the most restrictive purple tier to the red tier. This is great news, Norwalk. This allows additional business sectors to reopen. It permits residents to engage in more public and private activities. And it increases in-person learning for our students. The city is also in process of receiving the American Rescue Plan funding. This will aid our community's financial recovery from the pandemic. We've worked to support our small businesses and our families that are in need by securing grants and providing assistance, and we will continue to do so. As the state continues to update its framework for vaccination distribution, I am proud to share that the city has collaborated with our hospitals and legislative partners to increase vaccination opportunities for the Norwalk residents. Last month, the city began a partnership with Coast Plaza Hospital, and together we launched an ongoing vaccine clinic at their site right here in Norwalk. I am so thankful to our healthcare partners and our city staff who have provided tremendous support to make this much-needed clinic possible. The city has also partnered with Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia to provide residents with vaccinations at local county sites and collaborated with state and county agencies to provide reservations for our vulnerable populations. As mayor, the health and well-being of our residents has been the forefront of my thoughts all year long. The city will continue to inform and engage with our residents and businesses so that we can meet their needs and your needs during this pandemic and beyond. Our goal remains to create a connected and protected community. And together, I have no doubt that we will continue to get this accomplished. I hope that you have found today's program to be informative and that the information that we have presented on upcoming projects fills you with excitement with all the changes that we have ahead. We are on a positive momentum, and as a result, all of our collaborative efforts and strategic planning will be coming to fruition very soon in the city of Norwalk. I encourage you to read our community newsletter, The Norwalk Now, and follow our social media posts to stay informed on the upcoming projects that are coming to the city of Norwalk. I also invite you to continue to connect with us in our public engagement opportunities, such as the virtual community forum And our next forum is scheduled on Thursday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. Norwalk, we will continue to move forward with your input, your ideas, and your suggestions. There's only one place to go, Norwalk, and that's up. The hope that we will continue to grow, improve our way of living for our students, our residents, our seniors, our businesses, and every corner of the city of Norwalk. But we can't do it without you. So continue to stay informed, stay connected, and know that myself and the entire City Council are here for you. Thank you for joining us today. I'm hopeful, together, that we will have a bright future in the City of Norwalk. Have a great day, everyone.